What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday. Here we are, Dynasty Season 4, Episode 3, The Aftermath. Um, I was gonna review this yesterday, but they had a damn baseball game on yesterday, so I guess it was preempted or whatever. I know some people saw it. Some people saw the episode. I didn't get to see it till tonight. Um, I wish that they would. I don't understand that. Like, why not put baseball on a Saturday and keep Dynasty in the original Friday time slot? That ain't make sense to me. But anyway, yeah, getting into this episode of Dynasty, I was here for this episode. This episode was hot. It was lit. Alexis is extra as hell. Like, she makes for real good TV. I'm not even gonna lie. The way she came down the stairs with that gold ass outfit on, and I'm not even surprised that she fired Blake's staff. I'm not shocked by that. It was kind of a smart move because at the end of the day, you just, basically did a hostile takeover of this man's mansion. Why would you keep his original staff, knowing that they're not loyal to you? And they're probably going to be looking for any dirt that they can get on you to report back to Blake so that way he can he could usurp you and get back his mansion. You know what I mean? Because that's exactly what could happen. Because we already know at some point Blake, Fallon, one of them or both of them are going to get back everything. They're going to get it all back. Alexis is smart, but we all know by herself she can't handle Blake. She always need help. She can't handle him by herself. I don't think she could really handle anybody by herself. Don't get me wrong, she's a pretty smart person, but it's like she's not capable of pulling certain things off on her own. She's always gonna need that extra backup. Um, and I feel like it was dumb of Alexis to try to play Jeff the way that she did. That was like some foolish stuff. And then on top of that, the way she did it was so disastrous. It was just stupid. Like she really tried to hire an actor to pretend to be her cousin and be 1/3 owner of the Alexis Carrington Diamond Company. I'm like, did you really think Jeff wasn't gonna want to meet this new silent partner? Of course he is. Jeff is not stupid. So this fool hired an actor, and Dominique warned her. Dominique told her, play this smart. She kept trying to tell her, like, you need to come up with a better plan than this, because this shit ain't gonna work. Alexis was so confident that this plan was gonna work. I knew it wasn't because I agree with Dominique. She was underestimating Jeff. She really thought Jeff wasn't gonna vet this guy. Like he wasn't gonna do a thorough background on this dude. Like, yeah, he's gonna do a background check on him. He don't trust people. He's naturally suspicious. Jeff is not a fool. And for Alexis, I'm like, I knew this whole plan was gonna blow up in her face. I knew it. I knew it. Um, I freaking knew it. And when, she tried to tell Jeff, oh, there's no need for you to meet him and yada, yada, yada. He's a silent partner. He doesn't want no, he just want to collect the money or whatever off the interest, off the dividends or whatever. I don't blame Jeff. He was like, nah, set up a meeting because I don't do business with people I don't know. I said, exactly. Any smart person would say that. You know what I'm saying? Who does business with somebody they never met or don't know? Or, you know what I mean? Like, of course you're going to want to get to know somebody who owns a third of your company. Of course you're going to want to know who they are and what they're about. You don't trust people. What if one day he tried to steal profits or steal the company, the rest of the stock from y'all? Like, you know what I mean? Like, duh. So they went out to dinner or whatever. And, she coached the guy pretty well, the actor. She coached him. But Jeff was like, all right, let's cut to the chase. Jeff came near with a checkbook. He was like, I'm about to buy you out right now. And Alexis was coming up with all type of excuses, talking about something, yeah, but we don't even know how much the company's worth yet. So, we don't want to shortchange them or nothing like that. And Jeff was like, shit, I'm offering them a lot of zeros. He was like, who wouldn't take it? So, the guy tried to, the actor Bob, that's his fake name, Bob Morell. He was like, yeah, I'm not taking that check because people try to screw me over. I have family trying to screw me over and yada yada yada. So Jeff was smart. Jeff was very smart. Alexis underestimated the hell out of Jeff. Because during that dinner, the dude was like, oh, I heard that you were the former. He was asking Jeff, like, I heard that you were the former owner of the Atlantics. Jeff was like, yeah. So Bob was like, "Oh, I'm a season ticket holder. I've been one for years, yada yada yada." See, that was his first mistake. He should have never said that. That's what caught him up because he should have never said that. Because dummy, they have records of ticket holders, season ticket holders. Why would you? No, that's where he fucked up. So Alexis decided to hold a press conference to announce that they're breaking ground on her new diamond company. And I'm like, how you got two other partners in this company and you're calling it the Alexis Carrington Diamond Company? Like, what about your partners? They ain't got no name up here. They name ain't no Logan, no logo, no nothing, just your name. I was like, that's messed up. Um, so Jeff interrupted the whole meeting. He was like, "Yeah, we shutting this down," because he confronted Alexis about her lies because he was like, "I know for a fact that's not your cousin." She was like, "Yeah, that is my cousin." He was like, "Stop lying, that's not your cousin," because he snapped the picture. He got a picture off the surveillance footage at the restaurant of the guy, and we all know Jeff is a big tech guy, so of course he got facial recognition software, and he knows the guy's real name. Plus, he talked to Cohane, and he had Cohane check the season ticket hold records. And Cohane was like, "Yeah, that guy ain't nowhere near. He's nowhere in those records." He was like, "That dude is not in those records. There is no Bob Morrell, nothing. Never have been." So he did facial recognition and found out his real name, found out he was an out of work actor. I was like, "Damn, Alexis, that was stupid." So of course Jeff wanted to know the truth. He was like, "Who is the 1/3 owner?" So Dominique had no choice but to come out and tell him that it was her. So Jeff was like, "Hell no." Jeff was like, "Hell no, I'm not funding nothing. I'm not, nope, it's a wrap." He said, "I ain't putting no money into that if she's a part of this." Um, Alexis was a fool. She really was. Because you turned your most powerful ally into your most powerful enemy now. That was not a smart move on Alexis's part. That was not a smart ass move. So now her and Dominique got to regroup and figure out, okay, how we gonna get this money now? Because Dominique was like, "Shit, go to the bank and get it," and Alexis was like, "Hell no, I ain't going to the bank." Because if she goes to the bank, she knows that she got to put up the mansion as collateral, and she just got the mansion, so she was like, "Ain't no way I'm about to put it up," and you know what I'm saying? Because that's a huge risk. Because if things don't work out the way she intends for it to work out, how's she gonna pay back the bank loan? And then she gonna end up losing the mansion that she just got. Well, she just stole, but we all know she stole it. Um, so yeah, Jeff came up in there, because Dominique was like, "Well, you still haven't signed your divorce papers," so she said, "Use that." So since she hasn't signed the divorce papers, she was like, "Just use that as your settlement." You know what I mean? Go back to your lawyers and tell them to get more money out of Jeff or whatever for your settlement. Jeff wasn't having it. Jeff was not having it. He was like, "Oh, so this the game you want to play?" Because Jeff was like, "Well, I could play that game too." Because she trying to sit there talking about, "Oh, this could get ugly. If you want it to get ugly, this divorce could get ugly." He said, "Okay." He said, "I'm gonna show you ugly." Because this is why Alexis is smart, but she dumb at the same time. Because by you not signing that divorce, you no longer own 100% of that mansion. Because as part of the divorce settlement, Jeff was gonna sign over his half of the Carrington Manor to her. But since they are not legally divorced and she never signed those papers, he still owned 50% of that mansion. So now he was like, "Okay, so since you want to play these games, I'm going to move into the mansion until we settle this divorce." I was like, "Damn, Alexis, that was stupid on your part. Like, you could have had everything. All she had to do was tell Jeff in the beginning that his mother owned the mineral rights. That's all she had to do. And Jeff would have found a way to get him. Either he would have paid her off, more than likely he would have shortchanged Dominique, because you already know he would have paid her way less than what that shit was probably worth. Or he would have just found a way to con him out of her. You know what I'm saying? But you chose to partner up with Dominique to go against somebody that got way more money than both of y'all put together. That was a stupid move. And Dominique should be ashamed of herself, because I'm like, you already tried to play your kids before, and now you're partnering up with somebody. You know what I mean? Like, come on. That goes against your own son. Like, what are you doing? And then on top of that, you're partnering up with Alexis of all people, somebody that you know you cannot trust. You cannot trust Alexis. Because at the end of the day, Alexis is gonna find a way to play Dominique. She definitely will. She gonna find some type of, by hook or crook, she gonna find a way to play her. But I think it's gonna be totally interesting seeing Jeff move into the mansion, because I already know Jeff living in the mansion, Blake currently living in the mansion. It's gonna be a hot mess up in that house. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be chaos. Um. So anyway, Kirby was pissing me off. She really was, because she really tried to compare Anders to Adam. I'm like, how do you compare Anders to Adam? Anders is, everything Anders did is nothing compared to what Adam has done. This man has murdered people, attempted murder. He, got Steven put into a mental facility. None of what he does compared to Anderson. I'm sorry, but Anderson, whatever Anderson has done in his life, does not compare to what Adam has done. Definitely not. And for her to sit there and try to compare that, and she seems like she's okay with the stuff that Adam has done. Like, are you serious? I don't blame Anders for trying to protect his daughter. Adam's a psychopath. He's psychotic. And I'm so glad that he got that confession out of Adam about how he killed his adoptive mother. And I was pissed that Anders went. At first, I was mad that Anders went to Kirby and Adam and basically told him that he was going to stop his investigation on Adam and he was going to delete the recording. I said, hell no, Anders. But I love that when Anders walked out the room, because there was an option on his button that he could either delete the recording or he could keep the recording. And I'm glad Anders chose to keep that recording. I'm so happy he chose to keep it. I said, thank God, Anders, that you chose not to delete that recording. Anders is not stupid. He know he gonna need it to take Adam down. Because at the end of the day, Kirby could hate him all she want to. At the end of the day, that's your father. He care about you. Obviously, he don't want you with no psychopath like this. Because think about it. What if Kirby ever does something to piss Adam off? He could try to kill her, strangle her. He could do whatever. You know what I mean? So it's going to help her in the long run if her father finds a way to stop him. And it was so funny with his interaction, Anders' interaction with Alexis. Alexis really tried to fire Anders and throw him out that house. She was like, because obviously your loyalty lies with Blake. Anders didn't lie about it. Anders was like, yeah, I'm loyal to Blake. I ain't loyal to you. But he was like, I'm not leaving this house. Alexis was mad as hell. She was like, what part of home ownership don't people understand? I'm like, Alexis, nobody cares that you co-own that house. They don't care. He's not about to leave his daughter in that house with Adam, number one. And he was baffled by the fact that Alexis even forgave Adam for trying to kill her. But she's sitting there, well, that's my son, and so what? I don't give a damn who child he is. He tried to kill you, woman. Like, are you crazy? That man he put your face in the fire. You had to get plastic surgery. Almost died at the hands of your own kid. She talking about, oh, because I want a relationship with him. Yeah, something up here ain't right with you, because I don't give a damn. Child or no child, ain't no way. You ain't about to burn me alive and think I'm about to forgive you and be all kumbaya and let you stay up in my home. You out your ever-loving mind. I said, nope, she bugged. So anyway, Blake need to let this relationship go. Blake really need to let Crystal go. She's obviously not interested in being married to him. I really don't find no interest in their marriage, because I feel like their marriage is super toxic. It really is to me. Like, that marriage is so toxic, and she's still getting it on with that little priest, whatever he is. Like, she's dead seriously trying to be, what's his name? Father Caleb Collins. She's still sleeping with that man, leading him astray. Because, he all about the word and everything else. And he was like, oh, I can't be. He was willing to leave the church for her. Like, he was dead seriously willing to leave his faith for her. I was like, oh, the coochie must be good. It must be killer. For him to leave the Lord for that. I'm like, Lord, have mercy. They were sitting there because the night that Alexis was having dinner with Bob and Jeff, she saw Caleb and Crystal having dinner. So you already know Alexis could not wait to rub that in Blake face. Cause Blake kept trying to get Sammy, he kept trying to get Fallon, he kept trying to get them to go talk to Crystal or whatever. And you know, it ain't but so much people can do. But when he found out, you could see the heartbreak in his face when, you know, Alexis told him that she saw them having dinner together and that they still seeing each other. Because at first he thought she was just lying, but then he realized, like, yeah, she ain't lying. Um, he need to just let that marriage go. So his nurse was up in there, and you know, he paid the nurse to do a horrible job so Crystal could take over as his physical therapist. I'm like, that was typical Blake. It was smarter Blake, but we all know it's gonna blow up in Blake's face too. That whole thing gonna blow up in his face. And we already know when it blows up in his face, Crystal gonna be mad, and that's gonna be another reason for her to leave him or whatnot. I'm like, you just need to let that go. He really do. And it was dope though that Sammy came to Blake and offered him a suite at the La Mirage or whatever when he's, you know, finally out of the mansion or whatever. I think that was dope. You know, he was offering him a suite for free. He was like, you know, I'm gonna comp your room or whatever. I thought that was nice. I love the relationship Sammy Joe and Blake have because their relationship came a long way. Because it is true, Blake could have kicked Sammy out that mansion a long time ago, and he didn't. You know, he didn't turn his back on him. He let him stay there and mooch for a little while longer. You know, and Sammy really considers Blake to be family. You know, and I think that was such a dope scene. I love how their, you know, relationship progressed over the years. Um, so anyway, Fallon was the highlight of this episode for me. Like, I freaking love Fallon. It was clear though that Fallon got PTSD because even when they were at the hospital and stuff, and that nurse dropped that tray on that floor, even Liam could tell that she got PTSD because he kept trying to tell her, go talk to a professional, go talk to a therapist or something, and she kept trying to downplay it like, nah, I'm good, I'm fine. But when they got back to the mansion and stuff like that, she was using every excuse in the book not to leave the house. Like, she kept telling Liam, like, oh, you know, I gotta stay, I gotta nurse Kirby and Blake back to health, and you know, get them to, you know, make sure they okay and be their nurse or whatever. Cause she know good and well she could have hired a nurse for them. She know that. She tried to make it seem like she felt guilty for Evan coming after them or whatever, even though she really didn't feel guilty. But you know what? I love seeing this side of Fallon. Like, you see a more vulnerable side to her, and you see a side to her that you never really get to see, which is her in the kitchen with an apron on cooking for other folks. I never thought I would see some stuff like that from Fallon. I was like, oh snap, Fallon up in here cooking for folks, making a mess all up in that kitchen, but I was proud of her. You know, she was getting her good outfit all dirty and stuff. I said, okay. She was crazy though, running up and down them stairs in some heels and shit. I'm like, didn't you just mess up your ankle and you run up and down the stairs with some heels on? I was like, okay, Fallon. You know, baby steps, I guess. Liam, I could tell Liam was just enjoying watching her go back and forth trying to care for Blake. But you could tell, like, Liam was getting annoyed because they were supposed to go to Bora Bora the next day for their honeymoon, and she kept trying to, you know, put it off or whatever. And Liam was like, "Nah, we not putting off our trip. Like, we got to take our honeymoon. Especially after everything that happened at the wedding. You know, they need some R&R." And it was so funny watching her try to cure for Blake. She was all mixing up his pills and stuff. And the way she tried to cure for Kirby was hilarious. Like, she put that burn mask on her face, like that little face mask on her. That face mask messed her face up. Literally messed her face up. I said, Fallon, what are you doing? I was like, I guess it's the thought that count. I guess, you know, you can't knock it. But she did try to, you know, make it up to Liam or whatever for them not going on their honeymoon by, you know, she basically brought Bora Bora to them. You know, she got the whole backyard set up like it's Bora Bora. She even flown in sand from Bora Bora. Now, that's some rich people stuff right there. That's some wealthy. That ain't even rich people stuff. That's some wealthy people stuff. That's how you're not even rich. When you can bring sand from Bora Bora to your home, to your backyard, that's not rich people stuff. That is wealthy people stuff. People don't understand, like, there's a difference between rich and wealthy now. That's wealthy. Like, that's just money on top of money on top of money that you could do that. So I was like, damn, you know, I can't relate to this. Oh my God. I really could. I was like, damn, that's some wealthy people stuff right there. But the setup looked beautiful though. She had everything all laid out nice, and it was a beautiful sunny day. And Liam, I'm pretty sure he was appreciative of it, but he was still mad that they couldn't go to actual Bora Bora. He was like, he said, why bring Bora Bora here when we could be hopping on a jet right now going to Bora Bora? And I understood where he was coming from, but I really did like that, Fallon put a lot of effort into that. I really did. She tried to compromise with him. But yeah, that didn't work out so well because as soon as they were sitting there trying to, relax and stuff, here go Alexis with her damn press conference. And Liam was like, are you serious? He said, how are we supposed to relax with your mother and all them over there with a bunch of reporters? She was like, oh, we got music and stuff like that. So they sitting there trying to, relax. And she trying to give him a massage and stuff. Here goes Sammy Joe. Now Sammy Joe come back there. Drinking a drink, all that stuff. As nice as it was and a good gesture as it was for, Fallon to do all that, I don't blame Liam. I really don't blame Liam for just getting fed up with it and leaving because he knows that Fallon is going through PTSD. He know it, but he didn't pressure her to tell him what was going on. Even though he knew what was wrong with her, he didn't pressure her to tell him because he wanted her to come to him, feel comfortable enough to confide in him. You know what I mean? They are married now, so he felt like, if you should be coming and confiding to anybody, it should be your husband. But he didn't want to push it, and I respect that because you could tell like she really could not leave that house. And when Cohane was opening up the door, she grabbed the candlestick ready to bust him upside the head. And then when she walked outside and stuff, she just had to hurry up and run back in the house. I did love the scene between her and Blake though, where she confided in Blake about her PTSD. And Blake understood it and stuff, but he told her, he was like, you got somebody to protect you, your husband. That's the number one person who you should be going to, talking to, and confiding in. And she realized it, and she went and talked to Liam about it and stuff like that. And I love that conversation that they had. I really do, because she now sees him as her protector. You know what I mean? And that's how she's supposed to see him. That's your husband now. And that's what she's realizing because she's getting used to this being married thing. You know what I mean? Like she's getting used to it. And being married is something to get used to. Definitely is. But yeah, this episode was dope. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Hit the comment section, let me know what y'all thought about it, and I'll see y'all all later. Have a great night. Peace.